Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Buster channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about another really good short-term project that in my opinion has a good potential, and this project is called Alkimi token or the ADS token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website alkimiexchange.com in order to learn more about this project, right? But before we talk about Alkimi, I want to talk to you guys about Gateio. Gateio is a centralized exchange that's known for listing low market cap gem tokens way before they get listed on major centralized exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase. What this means is if you have a Gateio account and if you invest in these low market cap cryptos, you stand a chance to make 10, 20, 50 or even 100x gains on these cryptos, right? And if you don't have a Gateio account right now, I highly recommend you guys to use the link in the description to set up your Gateio account today. And by doing so, you not only increase your profitability further, but you can also make some use of some of their best platforms or tools such as copy trading, giveaways, and NFT boxes in order to further increase your profitability as well, right? And by using the link in the description to set up a Gateio account, you're also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank you in advance. So going back to the Alkimi token, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on the information presented on CoinMarketCap's page for this token, along with the information presented on their website itself. But this is only going to be a peripheral analysis, which means you need to do your own in-depth research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? So what is Alkimi? Alkimi Exchange is a decentralized advertising exchange built on the Constellation Network's hypergraph using the open RTB standards for programmatic advertising. Alkimi Exchange will host a media exchange auction in real time on the hypergraph by developing a hosted state channel, which is called Alex. So again, there's a lot of words that's thrown out in this paragraph. So let's break it down. So what basically Alkimi Exchange does is it's a decentralized advertising exchange. So what they do is they are an advertising exchange where they have ads on their exchange, which is very unique because if you see, most decentralized exchanges or exchanges in general don't really serve a lot of ads or don't really serve ads in general. But this particular platform is not only decentralized but is also an advertising exchange as well, right? And it's built not on like a regular blockchain such as Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, or Polygon, anything like that. It's built on the Constellation Network's hypergraph, right? So this is pretty much a new blockchain, Constellation Network, which is a less well-known blockchain, but it is getting more and more popular with products like Alkimi Exchange, and a lot of other projects are branching out to Constellation Network, which is only starting to grow slowly but steadily, right? So using the open RTB standards for programmatic advertising, Alkimi Exchange will host a media exchange auction in real time. So what they're stating is that using certain technical components such as open RTB standards, which is a programmatic advertising skill set, these are basically used in order to create a media exchange auction real time on the hypergraph by developing a hosted state channel. So they're using a hosted state channel such as Alex, which is the Alkimi Exchange, in order to kind of like create a advertising platform slash decentralized exchange route, right? So that's the main thing that you need to understand about this project. Alex is the state channel facilitating a programmatic exchange that will provide cost savings and fraud prevention for all stakeholders in the advertising industry, user exposed to digital advertising, publishers that host advertising, and advertisers that buy digital media. So why are they doing this? So they're trying to do this because they're trying to, first of all, provide a cost savings option for advertisers and fraud prevention, because there's a lot of fraud advertising that scammers use in order to lure users. In order to prevent these two issues, Alex or Alkimi Exchange is basically facilitating this particular feature and this also basically benefits users who are exposed to digital advertising in general, and publishers that host advertising, as well as the advertisers that buy digital media. So it kind of benefits all of these three groups of individuals, right? So Alkimi Exchange is the first digital advertising where an immutable record of all media serving and engagements will be recorded on a blockchain and usher in accountability for new digital advertising paradigm. So we are basically familiar with all sorts of advertising which is quite invasive and intrusive, but Alkimi Exchange is going to be one of the first digital advertising that provides an immutable record of media serving and engagement. So they provide an opportunity for an immutable levels of advertising and exchange, which will be stored in the blockchain, right? And this is basically going to assure accountability for the new digital advertising paradigm. So a lot of accountability is held for ads that are placed on the Alkimi Exchange, which is going to cause a lot of interest in the future, because advertising in general is being invasive, but there's no accountability overall, because a lot of ad companies or ad publishers, they don't necessarily take accountability on where their advertising ends up being, which is mostly deflected to the platform. Let's say, for example, platforms like Google or YouTube, they kind of are at the discretion, they basically take the decision on where a particular ad should be placed, but this takes away accountability from the advertising firms itself, right? So what Alkimi Exchange is aiming to do is they're trying to bring accountability by hosting it in a blockchain. Thereby it's kind of like set, and it will be there in the blockchain forever until the blockchain exists, right? So that's the main focus of what Alkimi Exchange does. So now that we covered about the quick overview of Alkimi Exchange, let's go to the website itself, which is alkimiexchange.com. Right off the bat, you have a pretty cool website there. If you see, this is their logo, and they have top left corner, you have options where you can basically choose between different features, and you even access their platform itself. So AlX, the Alchemist NFT. So there is an NFT based platform which is also attached with their website, so you can basically access that as well. And there are some cool NFTs out there which you can buy and trade as well. So introducing Alkimi, a decentralized replacement to the inefficient legacy programmatic ad exchanges with mission to restore the value exchange between advertisers, publishers, and users. So basically whatever we covered before is what we are seeing here as well. Alkimi is powered by the Hypergraph, a revolutionary blockchain technology trusted by the US Department of Defense, which allows us to provide the fastest, infinitely scalable solution with 0% fraud, minimal transaction fees, and complete end-to-end transparency. So they're using Hypergraph, as I mentioned, which is a constellation network, is a particular blockchain that's extremely fast, scalable, and it's also apparently trusted by the US Department of Defense, which is really impressive. And this is the blockchain that they're using to create their platform, right? And it provides a 0% fraud, minimal transaction fees, and highly scalable platform for them to work on, right? So Alkimi Exchange helps to create ad products proven to be successful by wallet gardens across the open web. So that's their main focus, and which is something that we already time and time again discussed about it, right? So join us in creating something from nothing. So they are trying to create some extremely valuable products from literally scratch. So if you want to join their community, you can join their social media information. Alkimi Exchange, the world's first decentralized ad exchange. So here are some of the information that we've already discussed on what's the value that they're providing for their platform. And if you scroll further below, here is a flow chart that will tell you how their platform works, which is a little bit technical, but you can go through that if you are really interested in how it works. So they have their white paper, which is basically the new digital ecosystem. The white paper is basically providing more information about this platform, and therefore I highly recommend you guys to read through that. And if you scroll further below, the Alchemists. So these are the founders. So Ben Putley, who's the CEO of this platform, and you have his publicly doxed information here in order for you to go through what projects he was involved in the past and what he's currently involved in the future as well. And if you scroll further below, you have other people who are also part of their team and their advisors as well, right? So pretty well doxed team, and that kind of adds to the trust for this particular platform. If you scroll further below, You can clearly see more and more advisors and team members. So they have partners with Constellation, which is one of the main partners, Unizen, iLab, MEXC Global, KuCoin, Ledger, ExchangeWire, Bitcoin.com, GSR, Lattice, Zenex Labs, Node Army. So these are some of the partners of this platform, and if you want to contact them, you can reach out to them directly. They're a London-based project, and here's their email address. And if you scroll below, this is basically their headquarters, I believe, and you can join the social media again based on what we've discussed so far, right? So a very straightforward and well thought out project with a lot of important use cases if it manages to succeed in the future, right? So going to the coin market cap page for this token. This token is currently ranked 2,932nd by market cap and coin market cap, and is currently trading at 22.5 cents at the time I'm making this video, right? So again, if you see, the token has a slight increase in price of about 1.23%, not too much, but slightly higher in the past 24 hours, despite the market conditions right now, which means a lot of people are slowly starting to look into this project. The market cap information, which should be taken with a grain of salt, is $21.1 million in market cap. So it's a very low market cap project, which has a long way to go. With such a novel idea, there's definitely a huge potential in the future if they manage to pull that off. But the market cap should be taken with a grain of salt because there's a warning sign here. So it could be anywhere between $19 to $25 million in market cap at any given time. But for now, let's say that since this token is slightly increasing, it's slightly above the $21 million in market cap, right? And if we scroll further below, the max supply is 250 million tokens, which is quite good because if you ask me, there's a lot of projects that have a max supply of billions of tokens, which is very detrimental to the price action of those tokens, especially in market conditions that we are currently facing right now. But this project seems to have 250 million tokens, which is, even though it's above my preferred range of 100 million tokens, it's still significantly smaller than a token with a max supply of billion tokens or more than billion tokens, right? And the self-reported circulating supply is 94.3 million tokens, which again should be taken with a grain of salt. But if it were to be true, it is probably a really good number for a very low market cap token like this one, right? Because if you see, a lot of projects have less than 5% of their tokens in circulation, or even though they may have like 1 billion tokens as a max supply, but this token still has a decent amount of tokens in circulation, despite being such a very newer project with an extremely low market cap, right? The tokenomics is definitely better for compared to many other projects, and I think this is going to be a really good short-term project if you know what you're doing, right? If you scroll further below, you can take a look at the charts itself. Again, if you see, one of the reasons why I said that this is a really good short-term project is that it has made predictable pumps and predictable dumps in the past, and you can definitely take advantage of that if you know what you're doing, right? So if you take a look at the initial price chart, if you see, this token was worth 69 cents per token as of 26th of August 2021. It then dumped right away, reaching a relative lows of 26 cents per token as of 8th of September 2021. Then pumped again, dumped again, pumped and dumped, and then reached a new all-time high of close to 54 cents per token as of 14th of November 2021, and then it dumped, reaching a relative low price of about 24 to 22 cents per token before going back up and then going down. And you can clearly see that this token is bouncing up and down around the 25 to 30 cents mark, which is kind of like the support that this token had at least till early this year. But after that, the support kind of dropped from 25 to 30 cents per token to a price of about 14 cents per token. So it's kind of like bouncing up and down in the 14 on the 14 cents mark. Sometimes it can reach as high as 30 cents, and sometimes it can reach as low as 14 or even less than 20 cents per token, right? Currently, it's slightly above the kind of like floor price or the floor support of about 14 cents, which is good because this could technically go up as high as 30 cents per token before crashing down. But I would suggest you to hold off a little bit because you can technically buy this token below the 20 cents mark and even make some really good profits from that point onwards, right? So this token is definitely a good predictable token to make short-term gains, which is good for a lot of people who are in the trading, or even for people who don't really want to like just buy and hodl a token in this short-term bear market that we are having right now. You can technically test your waters by using a predictable token like this one to make some short-term trades, right? Again, this is not financial advice, it's just my personal opinion. When it comes to the Bitcoin comparative, again, Bitcoin comparative is also even more volatile, and it's pretty much following the exact same pattern the dollar comparative is doing as well. So the initial price of this token was 1400 satoshis per token, and then this token kind of crashed down to a price about 600 or 604 satoshis per token before going back up to a new all-time high of kind of like 1100 satoshis per token, and then kind of bounced up and down. It kind of reached an all-time low price of about 340 satoshis per token, and currently it's at close to 628 satoshis per token, right? I think even in the Bitcoin comparative, I suggest you to wait, because this token can go below the 550 satoshi mark, which will be a good opportunity to buy this token before this token starts going back up to 800 to 900 satoshis per token to make some good solid short-term gains. But if you buy it at this price point, you may have to hold off a little bit longer in order for you to sell it after this token reaches 800 to 900 satoshis per token, right? So be very careful. This is a very risky project when it comes to if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, it's definitely a very volatile and valuable project for you to make some short-term gains in the current market conditions that we are right now, right? So if you take a look at the markets itself, this token is obviously listed on Gateio. If you don't know what Gateio is a centralized exchange that's known for listing low market cap gem tokens way before they get listed on major centralized exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase. If you have a Gateio account, you can make some really good gains with the low market cap tokens. But if you don't have a Gateio account right now, I suggest you to use the link in the description to set up your Gateio account today. And by doing so, you're not only increasing the chance of making some really good gains, but you can also get a 30% trading fee rebate on every trade that you make, right? And by using the link in the description to set up a Gateio account, you're also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank in advance. Apart from Gateio, KuCoin is also a very good exchange for buying this token. But the fact is, Gateio is not a partner for this project, and KuCoin is a partner. So there is a chance that KuCoin will probably be partnering and continuing to maintain their partnership with this project. Thereby, if there's any advancements in this project, KuCoin will directly benefit from that. In Gateio, I don't think Gateio is partnering with that, but when it comes to volume, it seems like Gateio seems to be a much better exchange to buy this token from than KuCoin, right? Apart from that, since it is a token that's also available on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token, you can buy this token from Uniswap as well, but I wouldn't really suggest you to go below Gateio, KuCoin, and Uniswap, right? But again, Uniswap, you have to pay extremely high gas fees, so be very careful of that. So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this token definitely has a good potential to grow in the next 6 months from now. You can definitely make some short-term gains. It will definitely go to maybe 50 cents per token before crashing down. And I think the long-term potential depends on how successful they are. The exchange that they're trying to build is built on a blockchain that is less well known, so they may be having an issue on getting traction and getting users, or loyal users to be specific, in order to maintain long-term momentum of their project. But at least in the short term, you can use their price pattern to make some really good predictable short-term gains, right? So this is definitely a good project for both the bull and the bear market. I think the bull market, this token can technically do better than what it's doing right now. But even now, in the bear market, you can still make some good gains from this token if you know what you're doing, right? Again, this is just my final verdict, guys, not financial advice. Please do research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.